In this video, I'm going to show you guys step by step on everything that I do to design a branded Shopify dropshipping store that looks something like this. And I'll be walking you guys through starting from the color schemes of your store, how you can design a clean banner image that you see here, how we can use AI to generate all of the copywriting so that we don't have to write it ourselves and simply just copy and paste it across the home page. And I'll also be showing you guys how you can set up all of these different sections that you see here across the home page so that everything looks clean, modern, and branded, which is obviously the goal that you're trying to look for when it comes to building a successful e-commerce brand. So if you're ready to learn how to design a branded Shopify store, then make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. So first things first, in case you don't already have a Shopify store of your own, you can just go onto their website and get a free 3-day trial and then only pay $1 for the first month. And if you want to support this channel and the free value that I'm providing to you guys, feel free to sign up with your store using my link down below. And once you have created your Shopify store, you're also going to need to make sure that you have a good dropshipping product that you can design and build your brand around. And in case you're struggling to find a good dropshipping product, I'll just quickly mention a couple of strategies that you can be using right now. The first one being is by opening up a new private window on your browser and going onto AliExpress and looking for products using this method. And if you want to know the advantage behind going on AliExpress on a private window, be sure to watch my latest video here that covers step by step on exactly what you can be doing to find winning products across AliExpress. And the best thing about this method is that anybody can do it and it costs literally nothing. That being said, if you're still struggling to find winners and you want a better shortcut to find more winning products a lot easier, then I would recommend using a tool such as Manea, which is basically an all-in-one product research solution that has a complete database of Facebook, Pinterest, and TikTok ads that are going viral right now. But the main advantage of this tool is that you have a lot of different ways that you can filter through all of these ads. So for example, I can set a filter to only show me ads that are directing to a Shopify store, which in other words means that it's most likely going to be a dropshipping store. And then you can also filter by the amount of likes, the amount of comments, and even the amount of shares that a particular video ad actually has. And by using these filters is exactly how I was able to run across this pillow right here, which is the exact product that I showed in the beginning of this video that I've designed my entire brand around. And the reason that I chose this product is because I saw that there was actual demand on this product in current time. And the way that I was able to know that is because first of all, I could see that there's 3.4K likes and 300 shares on just this photo ad alone, which is already telling me that there is some interest behind this product. But what's also good about Manea is that I can get direct access to the actual Facebook ad post by clicking this button right here. And every time I go on an ad post, whether I find it on Manea or even naturally on my Facebook feed, the first thing that I always pay attention to is the comments under that ad post and whether it is actually positive and people are showing interest on the product. But the most important thing is that I want to see comments being made in real time and not something like 2 or 3 years ago. So we can see that there was a comment within 2 days ago of someone saying that they just received the product and that they really liked it. And then what you can also do is click this button right here and filter by the newest comments. And we can see that there's a bunch of people tagging their families and friends within just 2 hours ago, which is clearly showing that this advertiser is pushing budget on this ad and that there's a clear demand for this product because we can see everybody on the comments literally telling us that they find this product interesting. So again, these are just a couple of quick methods that you can use to find a good dropshipping product. If you're interested in using Manea, then go ahead and scroll down to the description of this video and sign up for an account using my link below. And also make sure to use the code TAY20 to get 20% off your first 3 months. All right, so now that you have a good idea of the product that you want to design your store around, the next thing that I would recommend that you do is try to look for some inspiration of some similar competitors in the same niche of your product. And because we're going to be designing a store around this pillow that I found on Manea, what I simply did is I just typed in on Google the top pillow brands in the US. And basically what I can do from here is just click into all of these different websites and simply just take a look at some of the color schemes and the graphics that all of these brands are using and seeing how I can model after those and incorporate that into my own store. So for example, I ran into this website called Cushion Lab, which sells a lot of pillows. So we can get an idea of what they're using in their main banner here. One thing that you're going to notice in common with a lot of brands is that they're always using some sort of person showing a smiling expression using their products, because this helps your target market and anyone who does visit your store to know that there's actual real people that have been actually using these products, and it just helps them to envision how they can be using that product in their own lives. And as we scroll down, we could just pay attention to all of the different sections and the graphics that they're using. I've also ran across this store, which I feel like is a really good example of the design approach that I take with my stores, just because it's very clean, it's very minimal. As we can see across the page, I really like the type of sections that they used. Again, I think this is a really perfect example of what I personally like to go for if I really want to take the design of my store to the next level and really make it look clean and branded, similar to this store right here. And a quick tip and something else that you can do to find more inspiration of other stores in the same niche of your product, you could just take the URL of one of the stores that you found through Google, and if you have access to Minea, you can use their brand new competitor research feature, which is something that I've been personally using a lot these days, and then simply paste the URL of that store, and basically Minea is going to be able to find a ton of different stores that are related to the URL that we just inputted. And this way you can just open all of these in a different tab and just take notes on what some of these other brands or stores are doing. That way it can give you an idea of what you can incorporate into your store design. And once you have a solid idea of how you can approach the design of your store, now the next thing that you want to do is search up your product on AliExpress and try to find as many listings as possible with high quality images that you could potentially use for your store design. So what I did is I just simply looked up orthopedic pillow on AliExpress, and I already found 2 listings right here. And once you're on the page, you just want to quickly look over and see what type of images that they actually have. And we can see that these images are pretty high quality. And what's really good is that they actually have images of people using the product, which is going to be perfect in exactly how I was able to incorporate that on my demo design here, which again is something that I took inspiration from this other brand, because again, a lot of other brands tend to use a real person using their products. And that is definitely what we want to be showing on the homepage of our store. So again, once you have a listing that has good images, I would recommend installing this Chrome extension, which is called alisaveplus. And what it's going to do is add all of these buttons on the top of any AliExpress listing so that it easily lets you download all of the photos at the click of a button. As a quick disclaimer, everything that I'm downloading in this video is just for educational and demonstrational purposes. I would strongly recommend that you do your own research and make sure that you have the permission to use the content that you find on AliExpress and ensure that this content is not copyrighted. Otherwise, it could lead to issues with your Shopify store down the line. And at the end of the day, if you are trying to build a brand, I would always recommend getting custom made photos for your product. And that could be done by either taking them yourself or outsourcing it with professionals on Upwork or Fiverr.com. And that being said, let's move on to the next step. So once you found all of the images that you needed for your product, one thing that I would recommend that you do is scroll all the way down below the page until you get to this section that says you may also like, and try to find at least 2 different variations of your product. And what I mean by that is that I can also import this pillow, for example, because it's still a product within the same niche of my store, but it's just a different model from the main product that I'm selling, which is this one. And the reason that you're going to want to do that is that if you notice on the design of my store, as we scroll down, we're going to have a little section that says our best sellers. And you can see here, I just have a couple of different models of pillows other than the main one that I'm selling here, just so that it can help with the design of our store and also make our brand more legitimate. And it can even potentially increase your average order value, because chances are when someone decides to order this main pillow, they just so might happen to also order the other model of the pillow in case they want to try that out. And of course, if that does happen, you just want to make sure that you're going to be able to fulfill that product. But as long as you're able to find it on AliExpress, you're going to be able to fulfill that item for the customer. So again, you just want to find at least 2 related products to your main product, and you want to import all of your products into your store and give each individual product a specific name. So honestly, I just made all of this up. I just named the first pillow the Aura pillow, and then I named this one the Luna pillow, and I named this one the Soma pillow. And if we go back to my store here, you're going to notice that I have really clean variant images for each pillow, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can create these variant images using Canva. So once you're on Canva, you just want to create a new design, and then we're going to select Instagram post square, and then I'm going to quickly download this variant image for this product here. Once that is downloaded, I'm just going to drag it into Canva, and with this image selected, I'm going to select edit image, and then I'm going to remove the background, and that should hopefully eliminate anything that was in the background of this photo. And then I'm also just going to increase the size of this pillow to something around this size, so maybe something around here, and then I'm just going to make sure it's centered like this, and then I'm going to select edit image again, and then we're going to go to effects and then click on shadows, and then we're going to add a drop shadow. And that's pretty much it. That's how you can quickly create a variant image for your product. And then you want to make sure you do that exact same thing for all of the other products that you imported into your store, because it's going to be important for when we get into the customization of our theme and once we put this section on our homepage, so that all of your products are going to appear in a very clean way, just like this. All right, so once you've imported all of your products and you've designed all of the variant images for each of those products, now we can finally get into customizing the theme for our store. So to do that, just go in your Shopify admin and go to online store here. And this is where we're going to be able to customize the theme for our store. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be using a theme called Debutify. And I personally use this theme whenever I want to take the design of my store to the next level, just because it offers tons of more customization abilities in order to make my store look exactly the way that I want, which is exactly what I've used in this demo store here. Because as you can see, everything looks really clean, very minimal, and is exactly what I like like to do when it comes to making my store look as branded as possible. So if you want to try out Debutify, just make sure to sign up for an account using my link in the description below. And with my link, you'll be able to get a free 14-day trial to test this theme out and follow all the steps that I'm going to be going over in this video. And once you've installed the theme, it will look something like this. And the next thing that I would recommend that you do is scroll down to the description and get access to my ChatGPT prompt. And because using my prompt, all you need to do is input some information about the product that you're selling, and it's going to instantly generate all of the copywriting needed so that we can simply copy and paste everything once we start building out each individual section that you see here on the store design. So again, just make sure that you quickly do that. Otherwise, you're more than free to continue following along this video and just do the copywriting yourself if you're comfortable with doing so. And with that being said, now we can get on to the customization of our store. So what you want to do is find the Debutify theme that we uploaded earlier and then click on customize. And the first thing that we're going to do is upload our brand logo. So an easy way to do that is make sure that this inspector tool is enabled. And this is going to allow us to easily select any section of our choice. And in this case, we want to select the header section because this is what contains our logo. And on the right hand side, you're going to notice a lot of different options to upload different variations of our logos. And this is just a glimpse of the many customization features that Debutify has. And this is really for more advanced people out there. I'm just going to keep it simple and show you how to upload a logo so that it looks good on both desktop and mobile view. And this is pretty much the logo. I just used Canva to create a really simple logo for this brand. So the great thing about Canva is that there's already a lot of different templates of logos that you can use. So feel free to choose anything that you like and then simply type in your brand name. And then if you want to add certain shapes or graphics to your logo, you could just go to the Elements tab right here, search up any graphic that you want. In this case, I just typed in moon, and that's how I was able to find this little moon graphic that you see here. And then I just put the moon right here just because I thought it looked pretty aesthetic. And overall, it only took me about like 20 seconds to create this logo, believe it or not. And as a quick tip, if you're having trouble thinking of a good brand name for your store, then feel free to download my free ChatGPT prompt below. And once you have the prompt, all you need to do is enter in some details about your brand. And then it's going to create a list of 10 to 15 unique brand names that you can use for your store. And you can see this is the name that I decided to use for my brand. And once your logo is ready to go, all you need to do is drag it over to the right hand side under the default box. And then for the mobile box, you're going to select image and then choose that exact same logo that we just uploaded. So that way we make sure that this same exact logo is going to be shown on desktop and mobile view. And then I'm just going to adjust the logo size to about 180 pixels. And then if I switch this to mobile view, you're going to see that the logo is really small. But the good thing about Debutify is that it lets us adjust the size of the logo on mobile view. And I think I'm actually going to increase it to a little bit to around 120. And I think that looks pretty good. And once our logo is good to go, the next thing that we're going to do is go on the left hand side and click on theme settings. And from here, we're going to click on advanced settings. And under transparent header, we're going to deselect desktop and mobile. And this is basically going to put a white background on our header section, which is going to make our logo more easily visible. And now what we're going to do is click on advanced settings again so that we can shorten that out. And now we're going to click on colors. And you can see that there's a lot of different ways that we can actually change the colors across our store. And this is honestly one of the many features that I like about Debutify because it's going to give you more control over the smallest details across your store just so that you can make it look as branded as possible. So when it comes to choosing the colors for your brand, I would recommend choosing no more than 2 colors that you can use across your store to give a really cohesive experience. So your first color should just be one darker tone color that's going to be used for all of your call to action buttons and some of the text across your store. And then you should also have one lighter tone color that you're going to use for some of your images and some of the backgrounds of certain sections across your website. And to help you understand how we put this into play, if you take a look at my demo store once again, you can see that I have my darker tone blues on the announcement bar here, and you can see it's also on my shop now buttons. And then we have my lighter tone blue for the image banner at the top. And if we keep scrolling down a little bit, we're going to see those same lighter tone blues kind of across the entire home page, which in my opinion just gives a really clean and branded and cohesive experience across the store. So again, these are the color tones that I decided with my store. And to keep things easy, just choose no more than 2 colors. Otherwise, it's just going to overcomplicate the process. So whether you decide to go with a red tone, you just want to make sure to choose one dark red tone and then just have one lighter colored red tone. Or if you decide to go with like a black and white aesthetic, you can just have one black tone, but then have like a much lighter gray tone. So I hope that makes sense when it comes to choosing your colors. And what I would recommend is doing this on a new Canva document exactly as I did here. So in case you didn't know, with Canva, you could just go into the Elements tab right here, and you could just select any shape that you want. And once you have your shape, you can click on the color up here, click here to adjust the color, and then you could just play around until you decide what color you actually want for your store. And because you have these colors ready to go on your Canva document, you can easily just click onto your shape and then copy your color code, because we're going to be using this color code as we start editing the colors on our theme. And once you have decided on the 2 colors you want to use across your store, now I'm going to show you where to apply all of those colors for all of the different elements on this theme. So the first section is going to be our announcement bar, which is what you see up here. If for whatever whatever reason you don't see your announcement bar, you just want to go back into your Debutify account, go onto the left-hand side and click on add-ons. And then if you scroll down just a little bit, you should see your announcement bar, and just make sure that it's enabled. Once you have enabled it, you just want to refresh your theme editor and it should pop up right up here. But in case you're still having some sort of issues, don't worry, because on the bottom right-hand corner, you could just get in touch with their support, which is available 24/7, which is also one of the main benefits of using this theme. That being said, you just want to apply your darker tone color for the announcement bar. So in this case, I'm going to paste the code of my darker tone blue, and we can see that looks pretty good so far. And then now we're going to scroll a little bit further. For the accent background, this is where we're going to want to put our lighter tone color. So I'm just going to go back onto my Canva template and just simply copy the code for my lighter tone color. And now I'm going to go back here, select accent background, and then just paste the color right here. And now for button, we're going to select our darker tone color. For link and accents, we're going to select our lighter tone color. Form elements, we're going to make this a full white. And for sale price, I'm going to choose my darker tone blue. And now from here, we're going to scroll down a little bit further until we're in the drawer section. For the background, I'm going to select an all white. Accent background, I'm going to choose the lighter tone color. For the border, I'm going to choose my dark tone blue. And I'm going to do the same for the text and also the buttons. And for the button label, I'm going to select all white. For the link and accents, I'm going to choose the lighter tone blue, and I'm going to do the same for form elements as well. For the error, I'm going to choose something like red because it just makes more sense. For the sales price, we're going to choose that darker tone blue once again. And now we're going to scroll down just a little bit further until we get to the footer section. For the background, I'm going to choose my lighter tone. Accent background, we're going to choose the darker tone. And I'm also going to do the same for the text and also the buttons. Buttons label, we're also going to make an all white. For the links and accents, I'm also going to choose the darker tone blue. Form elements, I'm going to choose all white. For errors, I'm going to choose that same red that we chose earlier, which should show up right around here. And then sale price, I'm also going to select the darker tone blue. And then for image overlay, this is honestly personal preference. This is just in case you want to have some sort of overlay on top of some of your images. And it's basically just going to put a subtle tint over your image. You can choose whatever color you want. To keep things really neutral, I'm just going to choose a really light gray somewhere around here. And you can see it also changed the color of our banner right here, just because by default, it does have this overlay enabled, which is something that we're going to disable anyways. So again, this is something you don't really need to worry about too much. So our base color tones are pretty much good to go. If we scroll down a little bit, you can see everything looks pretty good so far. And from here, we can go ahead and save our changes just so that you don't lose any of your progress. All right, so now that the colors are good to go, the next thing that we're going to do is create an image banner that looks something like this, where we show a real person holding one of the products that we're selling on our store. So the way that I found this image is what I explained early on in this video. I pretty much just clicked on as many listings as possible until I ran across some of these listings that did have a real person actually sleeping on these pillows. And this image in particular is the one that I actually used for this banner that you see here. And once you have found an image that you can use, you just want to go back over to Canva, click on create a design, and then we're going to select custom size. And you're going to want to put in these exact dimensions for the custom size, and then click create new design. So the first thing that we want to do is apply our lighter tone color as a background for this image. So again, going back to my color palette document, I have the exact color tone of the lighter tone blue that I'm using across my store. And now I'm just going to select this background, click on this color wheel here, click on add a new color, and then paste in that color code so that we have that nice lighter tone blue as a background. And now I'm just going to drag over one of the images that I found off of AliExpress of a girl just holding the pillow. And if you have access to Canva Pro, one thing that I would recommend that you do is go into the apps, search up image upscaler, and then go ahead and click on this app. And what you want to do is select the highest number possible and then click on upscale image. And basically what this is doing is using AI to make your picture a lot more high quality, especially when the image is going to appear bigger on your image banner here. Once it has finished upscaling, we're going to click on replace. And then what I'm going to do is just make this picture a little bit bigger. And I don't know if you can really tell in the video, but the picture is a lot more high quality, and you're going to be able to notice the difference on your computer. Once the image is a little bit bigger, we're going to click on edit image. And then now we're going to remove the background. And we can see that it removed everything pretty well. Now we're just going to crop this to make it a little bit smaller. And then now I'm just going to put this girl just a little bit towards the right side, right around here. And I'm going to make her just a little bit smaller, maybe something around this size. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is go on the left-hand side and click on elements. And I'm basically just trying to look for a graphic that you can see that I added right here, just to add a little bit more emphasis on the image. And honestly, I'm just kind of modeling after what I saw from this other brand right here, because they also kind of added those nice little graphics behind that image. And basically what I typed in order to find that was I just typed in highlight, and then I clicked on see all. And after a bit of scrolling, I was able to find this graphic that you see here. And basically all I'm going to do is just kind of put it a little bit above her, maybe just rotate it just a little bit, maybe make it just slightly smaller, something like this. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is select this girl, click on edit image again, click on shadows, and then we're gonna add like a slight drop shadow on her. And then now I'm just gonna make sure to center this just a little bit more, somewhere around here. And I think that looks pretty good. And there you go, our image banner is pretty much ready to go. But what we're also gonna need to do is make sure that we create a banner that is optimized for mobile view as well. So in order to do that, we're gonna go ahead and click this option that says resize, and then we're gonna do a custom size. And basically we're just gonna select the reverse of what we already have here. So we're just gonna take this number, we're gonna paste it right here, and then put 2160 for the width, and make sure that this is the only thing that is selected. Click continue, and then click on copy and resize. Once it has done that, we're gonna go ahead and open that up. And basically what I'm gonna do here is just select both of these elements, and we're gonna make sure that we move her somewhere around here. And this is because when we actually upload the banner, all of the text is going to be at the top. So we wanna make sure that she's going to be below the text. This might take a little bit of trial and error, and you might need to upload a few different versions until you get the right one that looks good in the theme. But basically once you have this version of the banner complete, and you also have your mobile version complete, you just wanna go ahead and download both of them. And you can simply do that by clicking up here, clicking on download. Make sure you select PNG to get the highest quality, and then click download. And what you wanna do is go back into your Debutify theme, go on the left-hand side and click on sections. You wanna scroll all the way down until you find the slideshow section. And then the first thing that we're gonna do is delete one of these slides right here, because we're only gonna want one main banner to show on our website, unless of course you choose to have multiple banners. Once this slide is selected, we're gonna deselect the overlay. We're gonna scroll down, and this is exactly where we're gonna be uploading both of the banners. And what I'm gonna do is drag over my desktop version into the desktop box right here. And then I'm also gonna drag over the mobile version right here. And once those are uploaded, we're gonna scroll down a little bit further. For text position mobile, we're gonna select top. For the desktop, we're gonna select left. And then we're gonna scroll down just a little bit further. We're gonna remove the button label for button number 2, and then also just delete this as well. That way we're only gonna have one button that we see right here. And then now this is where you're gonna want to enter some of your copywriting for the image banner. And if you followed along earlier, we've already generated all the copywriting that we need for every single section on our store. So the first section that we're working on is our hero banner. And I'm just gonna go ahead and copy the headline right here, and then simply paste it on the heading section. And then for the subtext, I'm also gonna copy this, and then simply paste it right here. And once you do that, we're also gonna select on the slideshow section up here. And for the section height on desktop, we're gonna select full. And for the section height for mobile, we're also gonna select full. So now this is pretty much what our banner looks like so far. And if we take a look at it on mobile view, it also looks pretty good as well. All right, so now that the banners are good to go, we can go ahead and move on to the next section. So on the left-hand side, we're gonna add another section, and then you wanna find the section that says guarantee, and then we're gonna go ahead and move it right under our slideshow section that we uploaded earlier. And for the media size, we're gonna select extra large. And then on the left-hand side, we're gonna add one more guarantee here. And this is basically where we're gonna put some of our primary features of our products, and also the guarantee that we offer for all of our products. So with the ChatGPT results, it's already giving us suggestions on the type of icons that we can use, and also all of the features that we can present in this section. So the first section that we're gonna be highlighting is gonna be next support. And what I'm gonna do is select the first guarantee here, and then I'm gonna paste that under the heading right here. And on this text box, I'm just gonna delete everything. And now I'm just gonna do the same thing for the next 3 sections. So now we have 4 features, which is next support, soft memory foam, easy to clean, and 100-night guarantee. And all we need to do is upload a few icons that symbolizes all of these different features. And to get some icons, you can go on this website called flaticon.com, and you could just search up any keywords of the icon that you want. In this case, I just typed in pillow, and I ran across this icon right here, which I think symbolizes next support pretty well. And if we go back to the ChatGPT results, it's also suggesting that we look for an icon of somebody lying on a pillow. So I think this is the perfect icon that we can use. Once you have downloaded that icon, all you have to do is drag it over here. And now you can see we have one clean subsection here where we explain that one of the key features of our products has neck support. And then we also have an icon that represents that. So you just want to go ahead and take a couple of minutes and do the same exact thing for all of your other features. And then we can move on to the next section. Once you have uploaded all of your icons, it should look something like this. And now the next thing that we're going to do is add our featured collection right below this one. So by default, there's already going to be a collection section with the Debutify theme. So you just want to make sure to select that. For the heading, we're going to rename this to our best sellers. For products per row, we're going to select 3. And then for mobile, we're going to select 1. And then we're going to scroll down a little bit further, and we're going to deselect the slider. Once you do that, now you're just going to want to select the collection of your choice. And if you remember earlier in this tutorial, you should have found a couple of related products to your main winning product and have it all uploaded into your store. And you simply just want to create a collection that includes all of those items. So to do that, all you have to do is click on collections here, click on create collection, name it something like pillows. And then from here, you can just select manual, and then you should be able to select all of the products on your store and then create that collection. Once you have created that collection, just go back over to your theme editor. We're going to select that collection right here, and it should show up on our list, which is called pillows. And we should see all 3 of those products pop up right here. And because we've already created the variant images for each of these products, you can see how everything looks really clean and it blends in really nicely with our homepage. All right, so now that these 2 sections are good to go, now we're going to go ahead and add another section. And then you just want to find the one that says says text columns with images. And over here, we're going to go ahead and delete one of the columns. And this is basically going to be the section where we highlight some of the benefits and key features of our products. So if you go back into your ChatGPT results, you should already have all of the copywriting needed for this exact section. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the headline that we have here. And then I'm just going to paste it on the heading right here. And then for each individual feature, I'm also going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy the headline of that feature. So the first feature that we're talking about is the fact that our pillows support good posture. And then I'm also going to copy all of that subtext and then simply paste it right here. And basically all we need to do is input some sort of image that represents this feature. So on ChatGPT, it's going to give you a suggestion of what you should probably show for that feature. Of course, you don't have to follow this suggestion. You could just pick whatever you feel like represents that feature the best. And once you find an image that represents that feature, I would recommend going into Canva, doing the same exact things that I taught you a bit earlier. You either just want to find a clean image of the product or someone using the product, remove the background, and then put your lighter tone color as a background. And you can even add the similar effect that we kind of did with our image banner. And that's basically what I did with both of my features on my demo store here. And you can see how everything looks really, really clean and high quality because it's still maintaining all of the same color schemes to give a really cohesive experience as people are scrolling around our store. And once you have created your images, you just simply want to upload it into both of these columns and it should look something like this. And now the next thing that we're going to do is add a testimonial section. So on the left hand side, we're going to add another section and look for the one that says testimonials. And on the right hand side for section style, we're going to select accent background. And then for each individual testimonial, you just want to go back over to the ChatGPT results and simply copy and paste all of these results that we have here. So for the first column, we just simply want to paste the testimonial into this text box right here. And then I'm also going to copy the name of the customer as well and then put it in the box that says author. And then lastly, we just want to put a profile picture of the customer. And an easy way to do that is by going on unsplash.com, which has a bunch of free images that are copyright free and safe to use on your website. And then you could just type in something like profile pic and you basically just want to scroll around and look for pictures that look really realistic and not too overly professional. And then once you find an image of your choice, you just simply want to screenshot a square version of that photo. So something around this size. And then you can just go ahead and drag it over to the image box right here. And then we can see the profile pic is right here. So again, you just want to do the same exact things that we just did for the other two testimonials. And the end result should look something like this. And then lastly, what we're going to do is select the testimonial section itself. And then we're going to go ahead and change this headline right here. So I'm just going to take the headline that was generated by ChatGPT and then paste it on the heading so that it says what our customers say instead of testimonials, which honestly sounds a bit boring. And then now we're going to go ahead and add another section. And this time you want to look for the one that says image with text. And this is basically where we're going to explain our mission as a brand. So it's kind of like an about us section. And thankfully we already have all the details needed here. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this headline right here. So I'm going to select a headline on the left hand side and then just paste that. So it's going to say our mission. And then I'm also going to copy the mission statement. I'm going to select this on the left hand side and then just paste it like this. And then I'm just going to make sure that each sentence is spaced away from each other just like this. And then I'm going to click on image with text once again. And I'm going to make sure that the text alignment is on the left hand side just because I think it looks a little bit better. And then now you just simply want to upload an image that represents your brand or some of the products that you sell. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and select an image that I've already created for this store. And it's basically just another girl that's hugging another variation of the pillows that we sell. And this section is pretty much good to go. And now below this, we're going to add our guarantee section. So to do this, just add another section and then we're going to add rich text. And I'm going to go back to my ChatGPT results. I'm going to copy this headline and then I'm going to paste it right here. I'm also going to take this subtext and then I'm going to paste it right below the headline. And then I'm going to click on the rich text section once again. For the section style, I'm going to put a border on top of it. That way there's going to be a slight separation between this section and the guarantee. And then I'm also going to add an additional block and we're going to select button. And with this, we're going to label it shop now. For the button link, you can either direct it to the main winning product that you're selling, or you could just direct it to a collection of your products. In this case, I'm just going to select the collection of products that we're selling for this store. And that's pretty much it for the guarantee section. And now basically the last thing that we need to optimize is going to be the footer section of the store. So on the left-hand side, what we're going to do is actually delete this little guarantee section. I'm going to select the footer. I'm also going to remove this heading right here. I'm going to deselect show payment icons. And in case you don't have any active social media profiles for your store, then I would recommend deselecting this. But if you do actually have some social media pages, which I recommend that you should have, especially if you're really trying to create a branded store, then definitely leave this enabled. And then if you click on theme settings right here, you're going to have the ability to paste in all of your social media links. And then once you paste in those links, you're going to see some of those icons appear in your footer section. And then what I'm also going to do is just delete this little heading section. I'm also going to delete this about us section. I'm going to drag over the quick links up here, and then I'm going to add another block. and then just add another menu section, and then I'm gonna drag it above the newsletter. And basically what you want out of these two menu sections is that your first section should have all of your different policy pages for shipping, refunds, and how to contact your store. And then the second one should be all of your legal pages, such as your terms of service, privacy policy, and things like that. So just make sure on the back end of your store that you have all of those pages for everything that I just mentioned. And then under online store, you want to go to navigation, and then you also want to make sure that you create specific menus that include just your refunds and shipping policies and how to contact your store, and then create another separate menu that contains some of your legal pages, such as your privacy policy and terms of service, like I just said. And once you have created both of those menus, you just want to make sure you link each of those menus to each of these sections here. So on this quick link, I'm going to go ahead and change this over to my legal menu. So again, I have one separate menu for all of my policies and one separate menu for my legal pages. And then I'm going to go ahead and rename this to legal. For the newsletter, I'm going to remove the subheading, and I'm going to go ahead and paste something that I already have and what I typically put on all of my stores. For the heading, I'm just going to put join the movement, and the footer is pretty much done. But what I do notice is that there is this weird little gray line, and if you want to remove that, you would just have to deselect your social media icons, and by doing that, it's going to look a little bit more cleaner. And from there, we're pretty much good to go with the footer section. And one final thing that I actually forgot to mention in this video, I'm going to scroll back up, and I forgot to edit the announcement bar at the top. And the way to do that, I'm just going to enable this inspector tool. I'm going to select the announcement bar, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a new message, and I'm going to go ahead and paste a message that I've already created for the store. And basically what I'm putting up here is just our 100 nights sleep guarantee. And of course, you could put whatever it is that you want. You could put like free shipping worldwide or free shipping over $75, something like that. And then the extra text that you see on the left and right hand side is completely optional. If you want to get rid of those, you can go ahead and just select the announcement bar, and on the right hand side, you could just delete the left message and then also delete the right message. And then you can also deselect email address and phone number so that your announcement bar just looks really clean. And basically now we have a store that's completely branded and ready to go. So we can see everything is really cohesive. Everything looks really nice with the same color tones. And if we also take a look at it on mobile view, we can also see that it looks really, really clean. And it's honestly a lot more important than optimizing how it looks on desktop, because about 90% of your traffic is going to be people from their mobile smartphones. So having your website optimized for mobile view is going to be one of the most important things. Again, this is the approach that I take and how I utilize themes such as Debutify to take my Shopify store to the next level and make it look as branded as possible. So make sure that you do set up your account with Debutify using my link down below and take advantage of their free trial and test this out for yourself. One of the other key things that I love about Debutify and why I like to use this theme once I start scaling is the fact that it has so many different add-ons that are already integrated into the theme. So whether you want to add things such as upsell pop-ups, quantity breaks, or even a track your order page on your store, these are usually things that you need to pay separate subscription fees for across a bunch of different apps on the Shopify App Store, whereas Debutify already has all of this built into the theme, and you're not going to have to worry about some of these features glitching out because everything is made to work specifically with Debutify. So again, this is one of the main reasons on why I've made the switch to Debutify, just because it has so much customization abilities and I can easily save on all of my subscription costs. And in case you want to know how to design a branded product page, be sure to watch my video here as I made a complete step-by-step tutorial on how exactly to design your product pages. And once you have a complete store with a branded homepage and product page, you're pretty much going to be ready to go to start running ads with your product. And if you need help with running Facebook ads, be sure to watch my tutorial here, which is also going to walk you guys step by step on how to launch and scale any of your dropshipping products. And aside from that, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to this channel, and also join my free Discord group as well, just so you can be connected with like-minded entrepreneurs who are also doing dropshipping and e-commerce. And with all that being said, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.